All right. So Timbo and Young Guru had a real dope discussion about AI. Is it good? Is it bad? They both had their sides. It was an incredible debate. I'm going to play it and we're going to talk about it after a quick word from our sponsor. Want a live interview with Viral Hip Hop News? Email me, Sam Ant at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. Let's go. If you're an artist, entrepreneur, if you want your brand or music promoted here on Viral Hip Hop News with an interview with me, email me, dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. You also see the flyer in front of my big grill right there. Get seen, get heard, go viral. I am opening up my shorts to any artist who wants to promote their music or brand in a 30-second clip. I have a 5-clip deal, 10, 20, 25 clip deal. Promote your music. Get it seen by more eyes, get it pushed, get more streams. It's what we're here to do. We're here to help each other. If you're interested, again, email me, dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. You will see that email scrolling across the bottom throughout this video. All right, so my cousin and I had a very powerful discussion about AI. If you do not remember or if you have not heard, Timbo has started his AI music label. He has signed his first AI artist. I believe her name is Tata. I don't have it in front of me, so I'm going off the dome. I think her name is Tata. We had a discussion about that on the platform, talked about why we think it's good, why we think it's bad. I personally am not the biggest fan of it, and I explain all of that in that video, and I will put a card up to that video. You guys can check that out, and I implore you to. It hasn't gotten many videos, but I definitely suggest you check it out because it's a damn good discussion if you're interested. I'll put that up toward the back end of this video, and I'll highlight that when I do. But Young Guru, legendary engineer, most popularly known for being the engineer of a lot of Jay-Z's records, a lot of Jay-Z's albums throughout the years. If I'm not mistaken, he might have engineered 90% of them. And you know what kind of fire them things are, you know what I'm saying? And then Timbaland goes without saying, one of the greatest producers that we've had in our generation. They had a discussion about this AI situation. I want to play the clips about 5 minutes long, then come back with my brief thoughts because I already, like I said, articulated how I feel on that video that I'll show you at the back end, and we'll get into it. But let's go.
This thing for 3 or 4 months on radio. You remember that point where everybody was copying you?
They still do, man.
Everybody, right? We got tired of it, and Tim moved on. So after we get out of that phase, we get to a Justin Timberlake phase. Okay, now y'all copying the Justin Timberlake phase. And then we could go on and on. But what we're trying to do is make sure that the human emotion is still in it. To make sure that we still get to represent who we are from learning and being older. Like a Jay-Z at whatever, 28 years old or 27 on A Reasonable Doubt is different than a Jay-Z on a 444. But if I would have left it up to AI and y'all only had Reasonable Doubt, you would have never got to 444. That's the point.
I think we're leaving out the taste factor.
Exactly.
And also,
I mean, to be honest with you, man, it's like I think regardless of what I was trying to make, it was my taste of what I was hearing in my head.
Did you see that in my post? I said, yo, bro, you leaving out your impeccable taste. Your taste
you gotta understand, I did that shit with spoons. Cause my mom couldn't afford a keyboard. I couldn't afford stuff, but it was my taste. So no matter what I used, I was gonna get the best because it was in me. That's what God gave me.
Tool is.
No matter what the tool is, I know how to play.
But hold on though. Hold on. So if you still got to know how to use the tool, the training of using the tool is still part of what makes you make what you make, even the restriction of the tool. So if I could take all of jazz and I could program this thing to say, yo, here's the history of jazz music. Someone who's never touched an instrument ever in their life could go, you know what? Give me a song that's 25% Coltrane, 10% Monk, 10% this person, and put. It's like you never had the training to understand. And I'm saying jazz because that's like one of the hardest things to play. Jazz players don't play for the audience. They play for themselves. They play to show off to other jazz players.
Yeah.
To show that you can play on that level. That's a real deep thing. So to even stand on the stage at Mittens, right, and be like, yo, we taking this away from what regular jazz is, and we're going to create this new thing. You had to already have the old thing to say that we moving away from that to get to this new thing. That's what make Coltrane. So if anybody can do Coltrane, it's like when kids come up to me and be like, yo, I could play Coltrane's song better than Coltrane. I'd be like, why would I want to do it? I already heard Coltrane. That's his expression,
So,
not yours.
Guru, let me ask you a question, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you can fire a pistol don't make you a sniper, though. You know what I'm saying? Just because you know how to access a tool don't make you a sniper. And I think,
but what I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to tell you is that
Timba.
What I'm trying to tell you is that we now have drones that can fire as good as the best snipers in the world. So you're taking away the thing of studying to be a sniper.
Right, no doubt.
But you're missing the point.
But at the end of the
day, okay, but like, does it take away? You said take it away to be a sniper, but guess what? A real sniper gonna know how to work that drone sniper because he is a sniper.
Yeah, and Tim, this is where I go back to saying that you already have. Yes, of course. If I have my choice of people who gonna work the drone, I want a sniper. But
they modeled the sniper, the drone after the best sniper.
Yeah,
the best sniper gave him that information to be.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
You
think it's just a computer? You think they just typed that in?
No. What I'm telling you is that the best drone was made off of a program, whereas the best sniper know how to duck. He know what the weather look like. The drone don't know that. He know how to breathe. He know what the situation is. He know how to move. All of that. And you giving that information to somebody who ain't a sniper, who don't know how to work. All you doing is you saying, yo, it's literally right now in war, it's kids playing video games. They doing like this, killing people.
The video games, they got more knowledge of being a sniper than a sniper now.
That gets to the point. That gets to the point of where we at, because the AI is so much faster than us. You got to understand what AI really is. You got to understand that you could put the whole of human history into a computer, and somebody can have in the drone, you have the whole of war.
That's true. Hold up, what you about to say?
What I'm trying to say is, if the nature of warfare has changed, why are we still looking at what should be? And you know what I mean? And instead of talking about what we can do about it, right? Because it's like these things are out here, and we might let.
Because of the fact that chess is a strategy. I said this before, and people got on me. Chess is a strategy game. It's not a life game. In life, you have to always remember that emotion, the change of the weather, anything can affect what you're doing in war. That's why. So if you program it for all these situations, and that situation has never happened before, it don't know how to deal with it. Period.
I really enjoyed that, and I fall on the same sentiments as you'll hear as a guru. And if you guys want to check out that video, like I said, I implore you to go check it out, probably right above here somewhere. Go check that joint out. I'm gonna put it right at the 8:29 mark. I'll have it in there for y'all to go check out, listen to that. If you listen to the rest of this video, but if you want to go ahead and check it out, go ahead. I'm not mad at you, but I agree. And on a deeper level, maybe I'm getting too deep, but as time goes on and as the world advances, where does AI go? And how much more does it replace? Where does it get to a point where it goes, we don't need you, on some Ultron shit? And we've seen the wild movies and everything, but now we're starting to see little things come to light. And yeah, it's fun getting on Chat GPT and creating thumbnails and looking at putting my dog in the shower and making my family superheroes and shit. But at the end of the day, when we start having it create music, and then we start having it take care of our groceries, and we start having it deliver our food and our mail, and you look at jobs that were typically given to us, and now all of a sudden you got a robot fucking doing it. In 10, 20, 30 years, where are we going to be? It may not affect us tomorrow, may not see the effect in 2026, 27, but what happens in 2050 when our kids are out here living? We want them to have a decent way of living too, and not have to fight a war with robots. My opinion, just my 1-2. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think of the situation. My daughter's telling me the cookies are ready, so let me get up out of here, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Again, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this topic. I think it's a great topic, and I would love for you guys to engage in that. Till next time, until next story, Sam Ant, CEO of the Brand Viral Hip Hop News. I love each and every one of y'all. Love yourselves, and I'm out of here, man. Deuces.